Welcome back to my channel. I want to give you an update of my Apollo Pro after 500 kilometers. I actually have a little more than 500 on it, and I want to tell you if I still love it, if something happened. So first of all, is the thing overhyped? I'm gonna say it's a yes and no situation because it really delivers. It's rich in features. It's fast. It's built like a tank. It's sturdy. It's everything they say. And the overhyping is actually happening in the whole scooter industry. You look at the Cabu. You look at the Dualtrons. You look at all of them, and they all overhype their thing. I mean, it's if you don't do it, you're the one that's losing because everyone else is doing it, so you have to do it too, right? So don't rip off your shirt on that. I mean, there's a little overhyping, but it's the industry now. It's the trend now, so no big deal here. All right. So is anything broke? If there anything that broke on the scooter? Nope, nothing broke. It required a little bit of some adjustment, I must say. I think this is normal. It's fairly new, and also the way it's built. It's like a sport car or a Ferrari, so they need more attention to the details to work in the perfect condition. And actually, after a while, I felt there was some slack or loose. I thought it was in the stem. I could not figure out because the scooter is so strong and built strong, and it's hard to like get a sense of what's loose, what's going on. And it was in the front end, of course. So at first I thought it was in the suspension, then I thought it was in the direction bearing, and it turns out to be actually the head unit screws that got loose, and I just needed to retighten them, and since then it's no problem. But why it got loose? I think it's when you unbox the thing, you're very excited, and of course this is not mounted on the stem, and it's dismounted and disconnected. So when you unbox, you have only to connect and mount this piece and screws yourself the 4 screws. And if you do this in a hurry, don't really tighten them very tight. They're gonna get loose with time. Also, the holes, they have paint in them, so when you tight, the paint might rub off a little bit, and that's why you need to give a little extra force, so to make sure they're very tight. Also, you might add some Loctite. They already provide the Loctite on the screw itself, but I think it's a good idea that you add more for to make sure that because if not, this is gonna move a little bit, and it's the handlebar is connected to it, so you're gonna feel the little like a little movement, and that little knocking sound is gonna be very annoying, and it's gonna ruin the whole experience of the scooter. I'm telling you, it's gonna be very bad experience if you don't make sure these are tight. So I tighten them more, and since then no issue, and it feels super solid. I washed the scooter with the garden hose, and some people thought I was crazy, but this is a IP66 rated, and I actually opened up the deck to check inside, and there was absolutely no water inside. So keep that in mind. After 500 kilometers, the tires look very good. No issue there. You see that little Velcro band there. It's not necessarily I recommend this. It's just myself. I had some Velcro bands at my house, and I decided to put it there for additional safety, because it's only the latch, this latch that's locking the stem. So some other company or brands, they add pins and stuff, and for extra safety. So for me, I just a dollar store Velcro band give me added peace of mind. Also, my stem latch just got slightly loose, and the thing is, if it gets too loose, it can open up on itself, so you don't want that. So to make sure it's tight enough, it requires some force and a little tuck sound, make sure it's tight. And if it's not tight enough, it's quite easy to adjust. In fact, this hook here, I'll show you in a minute, is actually screwed on a stud here, and it's locked by this nut. It's a 13mm nut, so you only need to loosen this and give it a extra turn, complete turn, so it's gonna feel way more tight, and that's the way to adjust it. So again, this is very normal, a little adjustment. Here in the suspension, I found out for myself, 200-pound guy, that the right adjustment is all the way to the left and then 5 clicks to the right, and it gives me the right comfort for myself, the right adjustment. Brakes are still strong, going strong, no issue there. Because of the loose head unit, I thought that the loose was coming from the main direction nut, and actually wasn't. So I removed my stem. I took the procedure to remove the stem anyways, and I tightened just very slightly the main direction nuts, so that the direction there's a little restriction in it. Not much, I mean, it's very slightly, but what it actually did is it improved not the performance, but it improved the stability of the scooter, like it's a night and day difference. At speeds like over 60, 65, it could get a little bit wobbly. I've heard other fellow beta testers saying that they have the wobble, they're wondering. So the thing is, the bearings inside here, they are so good. They are NSK bearings from Japan, and they are so good that they do too much good job. So what it does is, at slow speed, it's amazing. You have a very easy turning ability. It maneuver very well at slow speed, but at high speed, it's too easy to get the wobble. So I just found the perfect compromise. And now the scooter is just amazing. I mean, I want to fly this thing high speed all the time now that it's adjusted like that. So for your own taste, if you find that you're in a high speed demon and you want it to be very stable, well, you're gonna have to compromise a little bit and adjust it tighter. Other than that, no issue here. The handles, I start to get used to them. I'm not too crazy about them, but it is what it is. You have to be careful though. If you fold the stem and put inside the car, the way you put inside the car, make sure that the handle doesn't touch the footrest here, because I was not careful enough, and it damaged a little bit the handle, just a little bit. So other issue was addressed by Apollo, was a firmware update that was done super fast. Great service there. Other than that, I'm really happy with the thing. I mean, it rides well, it's fast, gets amazing range. I tested the range. Actually, I got 60 kilometers of going like a normal speed, 40, 45 kilometers per hour. They feel so good. I mean, every scooter should be built like this. All scooters should have that, like a sine wave controller, and they are that good. Look, I tried to give you how much like dead zone or the play they have, and it's so minimal that you don't even feel it. And they're very linear and very precise. I mean, the acceleration is so linear, and it gets Like, for example, the Phantom, you press a little bit, you get like a jerky moment because it's a square wave controller, and then the acceleration force kind of dies out as much as you go fast. But this one, it keeps on going and going and going until you reach the top speed. It's so linear and so, I mean, it's so perfect. I very enjoyed the way that they made the throttle feel. It's so good. So this, of course, I use all the time. I thought I would not use the quad lock as much, and it turns out I use it all the time. And you can put your phone in landscape mode and still can see your screen. Let's say you're streaming YouTube for the music playing in their Bluetooth speaker. So you put in the landscape, so you're not covering the screen, and you can still see your speed, your battery, and everything. That is such a good idea that they do that. With usage and trying to lock it on bike racks and such, what happened is I scratched it a little bit at some areas, so I'll show you. It's not the end of the world, but I found out that I can buy the correct paint at the auto parts store. They're gonna make me the paint, so I'm gonna be able to correct the paint myself. So that's good. I want to keep it, nice looking and clean. The process to open the deck is you have to, in the video, the guy from Apollo removed the whole grip tape, but actually you don't have to do that. You just need to peel where the screws are and unscrew the screws. You don't need to remove the whole grip tape, so just as you know. So nothing broke. I'm still very happy with the thing. I wish to keep the thing long term, and I'm really happy with what Apollo did. And if it's worth the money, it is worth the money. So on that, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe. See you soon.